Hi guys, welcome back to Nitah Crochets. My name is Anita. Today I bring you something very simple. It's this mandala bralette. It's very simple and easy to make. I have made a written pattern for it available in my online shops, and also the written pattern and tutorial for these pants is already on my channel and my online shops as well. And this bralette is for someone that is looking for a touch of bohemian flair. So let's get into this one. First, I am working with robin. It's 100% acrylic. It is size 2 yarn, so I am doubling my strands. Then I'm going to be working with a 3.5mm hook. And to get started, I'm going to make a slip knot and I'm going to chain 17. All right. So work your 17 stitches, your 17 chains, and I'm going to meet you once you have your 17 chains. And now, once you have your 17 chains, you will get into the third chain stitch from the hook, and in there you're going to work a double crochet. So the 2 chains are our turning chains. And now you're going to work 1 double crochet into every chain stitch until you have 1 chain stitch left to end the row. So that means we're going to have about 14 double crochets, all right? So work your 14 double crochets and I'm going to meet you once you have 1 chain stitch left to end the row, then I'll show you what to do. And here I am almost at the chain 1 that ends the row right there. Now into that chain 1 right there, I am going to work 2 double crochets, just like that. So that's 1, and now this is the second one. And now I am going to chain 1, and into this very same stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochets, which makes it 4 double crochets all in this very same stitch. Now what's going to happen is I'm now going to start working onto the opposite side of my foundation chains, and I'm going to go into the next stitch and work my double crochet in there, and I'm going to continue working 1 double crochet into every chain stitch on the opposite side of the foundation chains. All right, so just work your foundation, just work your double crochets. You must be having 14 double crochets on this side as well. So let me meet you at the end of the row and show you what to do. So as you can see, we are done with our first row for the breast cap, and now we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. And into this very first stitch we are going to work a double crochet, and we are going to continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the chain 1 space that we worked at the peak of our row. So I have really made so many videos on how to make breast caps, and I don't really think that I should be spending more time on showing you how to make your breast caps. I know at least most of you by now you know how to go about your breast caps. So this is the last row I am working with you, and then I can get onto working the mandala, right? So just work your 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the chain 1 space at the peak of the row. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do. And here we are. I am at the chain 1 space right there. Now into this chain 1 space, I am going to yarn over and work 2 double crochets. So that's 1, and this is the second one. And once you have your 2 double crochets, you are now going to chain 1, And once again, into this very same chain one space, you work 2 double crochets. And that's the second one. And once you have those 4 double crochets into that chain one space, you're now going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way going down until you come to the end of the row. I have noise in the background because I want to get this done. It's almost 6 a.m. in the morning. So yes, I just want to get this tutorial voiced and up on my channel. So yes, work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way until the end of the row, and this is what you are going to do repeatedly. You chain 2, turn your work 1 double crochet into every stitch until the chain 1 space at the peak of the row, and into the chain 1 space you work 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all into that very same chain 1 space. And after that, you're now going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch on the opposite side until the end of the row. That's what you're going to do repeatedly until you have the breast cup that gives you the coverage that you deserve for a breast cup. So I'm going to let you do this until it is big enough, I'm going to let you do this, repeat what we have done for this row repeatedly until you have the coverage that is enough for you, and this should be wider. All right, so here we are. This is how my breast cup looks like. I am working for a size small, so I worked a total of 6 rows, 7 rows. I would advise a size medium to work about 8-9 rows if you're working with size 2 yarn, right? But if you're working with chunky yarn, which is about size 4, you should have a less number of rows than this, right? So we are here, and I'm going to now work a mesh row. And to work that, I am going to chain 4 and turn my work. 3 of the chains act as a double crochet stitch. So I'm going to skip the next stitch and work into the next stitch, which is the 3rd stitch. And there I'm going to work a double crochet. All right, then I will chain 1 and skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch right there. Then chain 1, skip 1, work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch. And this is what we are going to do until we get to the double crochet stitch that is before the chain 1 space at the peak of the row. So just work this until you are there, then I'm going to show you what to do. So I am here, and into the chain 1 space I'm going to work a double crochet, and then I will chain 1 and work another double crochet into that very same chain 1 space. So I am having a V stitch into the chain 1 space. Now into the next stitch I'm going to work a double crochet, and then chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet like I have been doing on the opposite side. So you chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch, and this is what I am going to do repeatedly all the way until the end of my row. All right, now you can see the reason as to why we work a V stitch is we are looking for a way to turn onto the opposite side without curving our work. That's why we have a V stitch into the chain 1 space at the peak of the row. So work this until the end of the row, and I'm going to get back to show you how to work your picots and straps. So now you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. Then we shall work a single crochet into this very first stitch, right? And now I had two double crochets previously that ended my row, so I'm going to work a double crochet into the next, a single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. And now into the chain one space, I'm going to work a single crochet and chain 3, work a slip stitch into the third chain stitch from the hook. All right, get back in there and work a slip stitch, creating a picot, and then I'm going to get into the next double crochet stitch and work a single crochet. Into the chain one space, I'm going to work a single crochet, then chain chain 2, get back into that stitch and work a slip stitch, creating a picot like that. So into the next double crochet stitch, I work a single crochet, and into the chain one space, I work a single crochet with a picot on it, right? So we chain 2, get back into that stitch, into those loops, and pull through, work a slip stitch. So this is what we do. I have gone about this several times, I have gone about this several times. That's why I'm not really making time for this breast cap. But let me meet you at the chain one space at the peak of our row, so I show you how to work your strap. All right. So go on and on with your picots until you get there. Then I will show you what to do. So into this chain one space, when you are there, you're going to work a single crochet in it like that. And then now we are going to chain about 100 for our strap, or you can even chain more if you want a longer strap. But yes, we are going to chain 100. And let me let you guys work your chains, then I'm going to get back to show you what to do. And here we are. Once we have all our chains worked, we are going to get into the 4th chain stitch from the hook, and in there we are going to work a slip stitch like that. And then we shall chain 3 and skip 3, and into the next stitch we work a slip stitch like that, chain 3, skip 3, work a slip stitch into the next, chain 3, skip 3, work a slip stitch into the next chain stitch right there. So this is what you are going to do repeatedly until you come to the end of your chains. That means you'll be back at the chain one space at the peak of our row, and that's where I'm going to meet you guys and then show you what to do. We are back at the chain one space at the peak of our row, and that's how our strap looks like. So yes, I'm just going to get into that chain one space once again and pull through my yarn, work a single crochet just like that. And then from here, I'm going to resume what I was doing previously on the opposite side of the row. So I'll work a single crochet into the next 2 double crochet stitches, 1 single crochet into each of them. And when I get to the chain one space, I'm going to work a single crochet with a picot. So yeah, I chain 2, get back there and work a slip stitch. And then into the next double crochet stitch, I work a single crochet, and into the chain one space, I work a single crochet with a picot. So you just keep doing this until you get to the end of your row. And yes, once you come to the end of your row, I'm going to meet you guys there, then show you what to do. So you are going to do this and then do exactly what we have done from the start. So you have 2 breast caps like this, right? Follow everything that we have done for the first one and make a second one, and your cups should look like this. Now once you have your 2 cups, we are now going to start working onto the underbust. And to work along the underbust, we are going to, from where you stopped with your second breast cap, you're just going to work several chains at least 100 or more. And once you have 100 chains, I'm going to meet you there, then show you what to do. So once you have your 100 chains, we are going to do clearly the same thing we did for our strap. Yeah, we are going to get into the 4th chain stitch from the hook and work a slip stitch in there. Then we shall chain 3, skip 3, work a slip stitch into the next stitch like that. Chain 3, skip 3, work a slip stitch into the next stitch just like that. And yeah, you chain 3, skip 3, work a slip stitch into the next stitch, and this is what you are going to do repeatedly until you are at the end of your chains, right? That's why I'm going to meet you then show you what to do. Now that we are at the end of our chains, we are now going to work a single crochet into the first single crochet post right there along the bottom edge of our breast cup. And then we shall work 2 single crochets into the next double crochet post. I usually work 1 single crochet into the middle of the post and the other single crochet into the bottom of the post. But if that is going to confuse you, please just work 2 single crochets into that double crochet post and, move on to the next one. So after this, we are just going to continue working 2 single crochet posts into every two single crochet stitches into every double crochet post, right? So just work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post along the bottom edge of your breast cup until the end of it. That's where I'm going to meet you, and then show you how to cross over to the next breast cup and do the very same thing. So yeah, do this until you're at the end of the breast cup, and I'll meet you there. So yes, I am here at the end of my breast cup and I want to cross over to the next breast cup. So yes, I'll just get into the very first single crochet post on the other side and work a single crochet into it. Then I'm going to continue working 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, just like I have been doing previously. And I'll get on to with doing this all the way until the end of the row. And I'm just going to get back at the end of the row to show you how to, work your strap and make it look like what we have done on the other side. All right. So work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post until the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. So once we get to the end of the row or the end of the breast cup, we are going to work 100 chains just like we did when we were starting this row. Work your 100 chains and, work a slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. Just do exactly what we have done on this side of our strap and do it here until you get back right there. Then work a slip stitch into that stitch, cut your yarn and weave in your ends. Now let me get back to show you how to work your mandala. So to work our mandala, you're going to count 2 stitches from the center of the breast cups, all right, and mark the 3rd stitch right there. So for me, and do the very same thing on the other side. Count from the center and mark 3 stitches and mark the 3rd stitch, right? And once you have that, now you're going to insert your hook, pull through the yarn and work a single crochet into that stitch. Then we are going to chain 5. All right, we shall chain 5 and turn our work. I'm just making sure the chains are in position to cross over to the other side. And once you have your chains, yes, you count to the third stitch and now pull through your yarn through that stitch and work a slip stitch. Okay, so we have created room for our very first shell, because you know this mandala stitch kind of looks like a shell. So yes, we are going to turn our work, and now I'm going to work 2 slip stitches into the next 2 single crochets that we worked along the bottom edge of our breast cups. That's one, and get into the second one just like that, right? You see that? Now this is more like to give me my turning points for my double crochets, right? I don't even know why I turned my work in the first place. I didn't have to. Yeah, now we are going to get into the chain 5 that we worked previously, and there we are going to work a double crochet. You see that? And now we go in there once again and work a double crochet, and we are going to work a total of 10 double crochets into this chain 5 space. So just keep working your double crochets until you have 10 of them, right? And I'm going to meet you there once you have your 10 double crochets. I personally worked 12, but I later figured that if you don't know how to, if you do not have a particular tension for your stitches, your work may end up foldy, and that's not the result that we want. That's why I had to adjust and edit the pattern to working 10 double crochets. I have this girl that is making so much noise for me. So yes, but if you are working for a size large, your breast cups are kind of so wide, so you are meant to work 12 double crochets, all right? But sizes small and medium, please work 10 double crochets. Now, once you have all the double crochets that you need for your shell, or the first row of your shell, right? We are just like that. You see that? Now I have what I want, and now I am going to skip 2 stitches. Sorry, I'm going to skip 1 stitch along the bottom edge of my breast cup. I'm going to skip 1 single crochet right there, right, and work a slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, so I'm going to skip 1 and get into the next one and work a slip stitch just like that, right? So that's how you work your first row. And now to work the next, you will work a slip stitch into the next stitch, work another slip stitch into the next stitch, and now turn your work. We are now going to work a double crochet into the very first double crochet, or the last double crochet we previously worked. Please do not confuse the slip stitches we work for our turning chains, because these slip stitches act as turning chains, right? So don't confuse them to be a stitch. Work a double crochet into the very last double crochet you worked previously, and then chain 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, work a double crochet into the next stitch. And this is what you are going to do repeatedly until you have a total of 10 chain gaps, right? So let me meet you guys there. So once you have worked into the last double crochet stitch, you will chain 1 and skip the next stitch on the single crochets along the underbust, then work a slip stitch into the next stitch. After that, we are going to work 2 slip stitches into the next 2 stitches. Actually, for this row, we should work 3 slip stitches into the next 3 stitches. So once you have your 3 slip stitches, you're going to turn your work and chain 1 into the very first chain gap that is from the hook. You are going to work 3 incomplete double crochets, and then you will have 4 loops on your hook, so you will yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops. In that way, we have 3 double crochets together, right? So now we are going to chain 2 and skip 1, and into the next chain 1 space we are going to work 3 double crochets together, right? And just like that, pull through all the 4 loops. Then we shall chain 2 and skip 1, right? Get into the next chain 1 space, we work 3 double crochets together. So this is what we are going to do repeatedly until we have 10 sets of 3 double crochets together, and that's where I'm going to meet you guys and show you what to do. So do this until the end. Make sure you have 10 sets of 3 double crochets together, then I'll show you what to do next. And here I am. I personally have 12. Like I said, for me I had worked 12 double crochets, but you have 10 and you are more accurate than I am. We are going to now skip 2 single crochets and work a slip stitch into the next single crochet stitch along the stitches that we worked on the bottom edge of our breast cups. And this is how your work should look like so far. Now to work the next row, we are going to work 2 slip stitches still into the next 2 stitches along the bottom edge of our breast cups, and then turn our work. And once we turn our work, we are now going to work right there. We are going to chain 2 and turn our work. And into this very first chain gap, we are going to work a single crochet, just like that. And then we shall chain 4 and skip the next 3 double crochet together stitch. Get into the chain 2 space and work a single crochet. Chain 4, skip the next 3 double crochet together, get into the chain space and work a single crochet. Chain 4, skip the next 3 double crochet together stitch and work a single crochet into the next chain space. So this is what you're going to do all the way until the end right there. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do, right? So we are going to chain 2 and sorry, I think I made an error, but you have to chain 2 and skip 1, get into the next stitch and work your slip stitch. I made an error right there and you can see it is very visible, but just chain 2, follow what I am saying. Please, I'm so sorry. But yes, now after you have your slip stitch, you're going to work 2 slip stitches into the next 2 stitches that are along the bottom edge of our breast cups, and there you are going to turn your work and you know, chain 2, and into that very first chain gap you work a single crochet. Now we are going to chain 4. Oh, sorry. This time we chain 5 because we need our chains to be a little, bigger. Our chain gaps to be a little bigger. So we chain 5 and get into the next chain gap, work a single crochet. Chain 5, get into the next chain gap, work a single crochet. We only chained 2 when we were starting this row, right? But for the next chain gaps, you're going to be chaining 5 and working a single crochet into the next chain gap, right? So do that until the end of the row, until the very last chain gap. And once you get to the last chain gap, you will chain 2 and skip 1, work a slip stitch into the next stitch along the bottom edge of our breast cup. All right? Right there. To end your row, I'm going to just do this right so that, we get it right. To end your row, after you have your mesh, you are going to, chain 2 like you can see and skip the next stitch and work a slip stitch into the next stitch. That's how you end your row. So this is how your work should look like. And after you have this, we are going to work 2 slip stitches into the next 2 stitches, just like that. And once we have our 2 slip stitches into the next stitches, we shall turn our work and into the very first chain gap right there, we are going to work 3 double crochets. So that's 1. we are going to work 3 double crochets all into the very first chain gap, which was the chain 2 that we previously worked. So yes, we are going to work 3 double crochets all into this very first chain gap right there. Oh, I'm working the 4th. I'm working the 4th because I figured it will be better to have 4. Now I am going to get into, yeah, we have 4 double crochets, so I'm going to get into the next chain gap and work a single crochet. You see that? I will chain into this very same chain gap where I just worked my single crochet. I'm going to work 4 double crochets. 4 double crochets. So those are 2 and those are 3 and those are 4, right? Now once we have your 4, you are now going to work a single crochet into the next chain gap like that, right? And chain 2, right? And once again into this very same chain gap, you work 4 double crochets. So if you look clearly, you can see that we are working scallops, right? We are working scallops. So once you have your 4 double crochets, once again, you are going to get into the next chain gap and work a single crochet into that chain gap right there, and chain 2, work 4 double crochets into this very same chain gap, then work a single crochet into the next chain gap. So this is what you do for all the chain gaps that we have on this row. Let me meet you at the end of the row. Here I am at the end of my row. This is how my work looks like so far. And now what's going to happen is I'm going to skip, you know, the next stitch and work a slip stitch into that next stitch right there, just like that. So that's how I end my row, right? And this is how your work should look like. So at this point, you will weave in your ends, cut your yarn, weave in your ends, and we have come to the end of our tutorial. I hope you liked this one. There is a written pattern for it. And let me see you all in my next tutorial. So this is how it has to look like. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Let me see you all in the next tutorial. I'm so excited for the next one, so watch out for it. Thank you so much and goodbye.